What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Trick 10s. Today we're working on a well-built 1552. Just messing with you guys. That's Andy Hauser from Team Marine Services. Andy Hauser is one of my favorite YouTubers, and his YouTube channel is sick. You guys ought to go check that out. Team Marine Services. He does lots of cool videos and gives a lot of good and knowledgeable information about boats and motors and all types of cool stuff. So if you guys are not already watching his channel and subscribe to it, I suggest you go check it out. He keeps it real 100% of the time, and that's the main reason that I really like watching his channel, because you get to see what it's like behind the scenes, and he really has no true affiliates with any of these big box stores, so he can keep it real and give you his real opinion. And that's what I like to do. So I really do like his channel. Anyways, guys, let's get into this build. This is the well-built 1552. This is part 2. So if you haven't seen episode 1, go watch that. Austin and I rocked this thing out in about 10 hours. We did majority of all of the framework in here. I came back, put a little bit more time into it since then. But at that point, the boat was done frame-wise, and we were ready to start building hatches. Now, we built all the hatches. The hatches are done. I brought them home and dry fitted them. Everything's good to go. We're sending those off to the powder coaters, and I do have the turf here and the paint color for the boat. I'm getting ready to paint this thing. Hopefully tonight, I don't know. We're running out of daylight. I was hoping to do this earlier, but I got a late start because I just finished up wrapping up that video episode over there for episode 2. So now we're on episode 2 of the well-built 1552. I'm going to turn this camera around. I'm going to show you guys what we got to do, and then we're going to get right into it. Let's do it. All right, so check it out, guys. All the framework is done. Internal sheeting's done. Back bench finished up, ready to rock and roll. We got 4 hatches. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we got our floor space in here. Now, we had to redo the top of that live well. You can see how the thing's like tapered down. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass because they just slapped that thing in there. It's way out of square. And, well, we had to make chicken soup out of chicken shit. And that's what we did. But we got another hatch there. This is just a side panel. We'll throw a cup holder, a graph over here. And then he's going to have 3 more hatches up inside of here. Now, that one over there is going to be the electrical panel hatch with access to get into here. We got to plumb this thing. That's where all the plumbing fittings and stuff are going to be. Then we got a big tackle storage area here, and then one gigantic hatch across the face that's going to house all of his lithium batteries, battery tenders, and all that good stuff. The black box, and probably have a little bit of storage in there too. But I think this big one I did put on a gas piston, and so did this one right here. So both of these open up on gas pistons. We got a little electrical panel over there. Well, check this out. The guy has this Minn Kota Ultrex, and it's a sweet motor, but look how short this sucker is. This is pretty cool, right? I mean, he had this thing cut down. So if you see one of these around my area that has a trolling motor cut down, it's probably done by Motortech. He asked me to do this, and I just told him I wasn't really, interested in doing it because I've never done it before, and it's like a $4,000 trolling motor. The last thing I want to do is end up messing this thing up. But it's pretty cool the way they cut these things down, and you know immediately that they are definitely a tournament John boat fisherman for our Suffolk lakes, because this is a telltale sign right here. It's sick for these little boats because this has been cut down to like a 32-inch shaft from a 45, and this makes a humongous difference, because the difference in having this short thing and having the longer one is that now when you deploy this into the water, well, look, that's all that's sticking up. And when you're up here on this front deck and you've only got 4 inches of trolling motor sticking up, it definitely helps out when you're flipping. Now, having it that short is perfectly fine because, this is only a 15-inch transom, and with these sides being like 18 and a half, 19 inches, well, that thing is more than enough to reach down here. And when they're fishing in those small lakes, they don't have to worry about things like big boats coming through and causing wake and stuff like that. So this trolling motor head, it's perfectly fine. It will never come out of the water, and it actually helps out a lot being that much shorter, because when it's stowed on the boat, it's smaller, and when it's deployed, the head is a lot shorter. Anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. We do have to make a bracket up here for this. I gotta put some support underneath there. Now, this is not the one I'm putting in here, but I got some stainless ones that are going in here, but this is like the one I just used in the shop for templating. And I'm going to try to go ahead and get the holes in there for that and put some supports up underneath there. We did get our recessed foot pedal tray cut out and reinforced, so that's all good to go. Another thing I got to do, I got to blank this hole off right here, and I'm probably going to blank that one off too before I paint it. And I got to get this installed. Little trolling motor bracket that we made, pretty simple. weld up all these holes, a couple little cracks and stuff in there, and then I'll weld this on the front. I'm going to take these little lights off of here. These things are shot anyways. It looks like they're going to be fun to get off there. That's not too bad. But yeah, we're going to replace those. And I got to sand all this down. I got to get all this stuff done so I can pull it outside and paint it. Might even be painting this son of a gun in here because I don't want to, but I need to get a coat of paint on it. I'm going to remove this puck and put this back on later. But as far as metal work goes, everything is pretty much wrapped up and ready for paint. The only thing I got to do to the hull is come back and grind all these little pieces in here and stuff like this where we took the original side paneling off the boat. And I'm probably going to weld a little puck on the transom back here. That way, if he has a transducer that is going to go back here, he doesn't have to put any holes through the boat. But there's a lot going on, guys. This boat's not going to build itself. I'm going to put you guys on the hyperlapse. Let's get back to work. All right, guys, so I got all of the metal work finished up, and actually I didn't put this on camera, but I took this boat outside and I cleaned it up with a pressure washer because it had some stains on the side of it that were pretty tough, and I knew I was gonna have trouble getting them off there. So I went ahead and hit the thing with a pressure washer inside and out, and I got all of the metal dust and everything off of it. Unfortunately, I still gotta sand it. Got to sand it a little bit, and got about an hour and a half worth of daylight left, so I'm hoping that I can get this thing sanded. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I need to get it roughed up just a little bit. I'm gonna hit it with some 400 and then come back and wipe it down. And I'm really hoping that I can put the first coat of paint on this outside tonight, and hopefully I'll have enough daylight. And then I'm gonna bring it in. I'll probably end up putting the second coat on it inside tonight or maybe tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see. I really need to get this thing painted because I wanna put that stage of the game behind me. That way I can start doing all the plumbing and wiring, and we've got a lot of other stuff to do. I'm gonna put you guys on the hyperlapse. I'm gonna sand this thing up, take it outside, and we'll start painting. Let's get back to work. All right, guys, so got the boat painted. Unfortunately, forgot to hit the damn record button while I was doing it. And of course, last night when I painted it, I had a little bit of daylight left and I got ready to sand it, forgot that the boat still had decals all on the sides of it. So it took me just until dark to get all the decals off and cleaned up. And basically I painted the thing right where it sits. Now, forgive me, guys. I recorded me sanding the thing. It's so freaking interesting, but I didn't record the paint job, which is a pretty dramatic change in the boat. So I don't know, guys. I got a lot going on right now. Just got home about an hour ago from physical therapy. I've got one on my neck. I got like a disc issue and it's pushing on a nerve. I guess it's posture related. I'm getting old. Ever since I hit 40, things just started going downhill, and I don't think that there's any light at the end of this tunnel. So I'm going to therapy. I'm trying to get this thing straightened out because My arm's been hurting for 8 weeks, and it seems to be helping a little bit. Tonight I actually had dry needling. I am not a fan of needles at all whatsoever. I got tons of tattoos, but as far as needles going in me, like I can't even watch. I can watch tattoos, but when I get a shot, I'm like a little kid. I just gotta turn my head, like, I don't know, it just weirds me out. And the needling was crazy because it's kind of like acupuncture. I was nervous going in there because I didn't want any part of it, but luckily it was all in my back and my neck, so I didn't get to watch it. And it was super weird, man. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. If you've never had it, like, I can't really explain it to you. They're like messing around inside of your body and like muscles are twitching and spazzing. And it was pretty crazy. But right now I kind of feel like I just got beat up and someone punched me in my back a bunch of times, but I don't have any pain right now, so that's a good thing. But I'm gonna try to clean this boat up a little bit and put a second coat on it. But I also brought home all of the hatches. Look, hatch here. And the whole package of hatches is on the floor. Now, I'm gonna take these to the powder coaters tomorrow. I just wanted to bring them home and dry fit them in the rig one last time and make sure that everything is spot on. I was about to take them there today, but just wanted to double check everything because once they're powder coated, everything is said and done. There's no welding or correcting anything because it's gonna mess up the powder coat. So I'm gonna get all those hatches in the boat. I'll give you guys a quick little view of that so you can see what it looks like. And then I'm gonna try to get a second coat of paint on this thing. Let's get right into it. Check it out, man. This thing looks sick. This whole back deck area is really dope. All these hatches fit perfectly. And in the middle, we'll have a seat base there, a couple little pieces of sheeting. Man, this thing turned out really good. Now this side, I gotta have a 1/8 inch sheet for the top, 063 sheet for the face, 063 sheet for that face, same thing on that face, and an 1/8 inch sheet for the top. I'll put a cup holder there, cup holder, and his graph's gonna mount right here. It's gonna be sick though, man. The front deck is cool too. It's gonna have a big storage compartment here. I'm probably gonna go ahead and put this one on a gas piston because I did put this big one on a gas piston too. I don't have the piston in here, but that's the mount for it right there and there. So I'm going to do the same thing with that one in front of it. And that's going to be its electrical panel hatch. Now, the live well was a little tight going in there, but I figured it was going to be. And that's why I wanted to bring them home, really, was to fit this live well piece. Because you can see it's out of square. And that's basically because I had to keep the face of this running up with the existing live well, or else it would have just had a divot right there in it. So that's what we did. Now I can adjust this around a little bit, but that's dope, man. Turns out really good. And I might actually go ahead and add a piece onto this on either side to finish this out to the edge. So I'm not gonna be able to come back and shoot any rivets in a sheet right there, and I don't want that just dead end like that. So I'm gonna add like 3/4 of an inch onto this hatch. I do that a lot. I'll just weld a 3/4 inch strip onto the hatch before I get it powder coated, and that will bring this hatch all the way over to the side wall of the boat. Then over here, we're gonna have a strip of 1/8 inch here. Same thing on that side. And that wraps up all the metal work in the boat. So now that I know these hatches are good, I'm gonna pull them all out. I'm gonna mark them wherever I need to add anything. And I know that I'm going to add this piece here, and then I'm going to put all the drain tubes in them. So what I'll do is just put like a little X on the corner. Like we'll have a drain tube here in this back one. Then we're going to have a drain tube probably in this back corner here. Same thing over here in the corner. I just mark them all. That way I know when we take them to the shop tomorrow, I'll also put the drain tubes in them. Then we got to drill all of our holes around the perimeter for mounting, countersink them, and clean them up. And we'll send them off to the powder coaters. I'm thinking about getting these done in a green color. I'll show you exactly the color I'm going to use. I'm going to go grab this sheet of turf and just lay it in here. All right, so look, this is the turf color that we're going to use right here. Man, that looks really cool. That's really going to look good. I'm digging it. I mean, the color of the hull is not exactly the same brown, but honestly, I don't want it to be exactly the same brown or it's going to look stupid. But man, that looks pretty dope. I think it's gonna be really cool when it's on. But this is the green right here. I have a color match for that in a powder coat color that is basically spot on. So that's what I'm gonna get all these hatches done in. And that thing is sick, man. It's like grown man shit right here. Now the outside, I'm not exactly sure if I want to go with white logos and decals or if I want to go with the green. I mean, originally I was thinking about using the green. If you guys got an opinion on what I should use, I mean, I could use black. Black would be easy. I mean, there's lots of black in this turf. And then we have like the OD green and this tan, but I mean, I could use like a lighter tan. I don't think that would go though. It's either black, green, or white. I mean, the white will stand out. I mean, white looks good with anything. So the white would be cool. But the green would be dope too. But this is the same color turf we used in the jet boat build, and we painted that one like a lighter tan, but I kind of like this one. This is like a chestnut, a little bit darker, a little more sophisticated. I don't know. Yeah, I've never done one this color, so I'm digging it. But if you guys want to leave your opinion on what color we should do these decals on the outside, leave them in the comments. I'll check them out because we're not going to get those installed in this video, and I'll have time to check them out before I get those decals made. Anyways, guys, pretty hype. This thing's coming together. Still got a lot of stuff to do before I get this turf installed, but I wanted to show it to you guys. I'm going to put you guys back on the hyperlapse. I'm going to wipe this boat down. I'm going to try to get a second coat of paint on here after I pull all these hatches out, and then we'll circle back. Let's get back to work. All right, the second coat is on the boat. Looks good, man. Turned out really nice. Now the boat's been sitting up drying for about 3 days. I took it outside over the weekend because Austin and I brought another boat in here and we finished up the 1652 well built. Got that thing wrapped up, but we got a bunch of stuff in here. We had a little storm come through. I don't know, it's a bunch of parts of flowers and trees. Had some pretty crazy winds, but the boat did sit outside in the sunlight for 2 days before the storm. I brought it in here last night and trying to clean it up a little bit. Still got a little bit of standing water in it. But what I need to do now is get this floor cut out. I forgot, well, I didn't forget, but I just didn't do it before I painted it. But it's not a big deal. I'm gonna come back and cut this floor out because I got to plumb that live well over there. I got 2 pumps. They're gonna be going in this side over here. One's gonna be for the recirculate, and one's gonna be for the main fill. So I'm gonna have the main fill come in the side right here. The recirculate is gonna come from the bottom to the top. And up here, I'm gonna run the flow right valve with the pump out or recirculate on it. Pretty simple, it's how I set up all my boats, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna cut this floor out across here and across here. And then that'll give me my access to run those pumps. I'm gonna come back with a divider. It's gonna go across here and then another one across here. Kind of box this whole area in. That way this storage compartment and this one are separate and stuff doesn't fall up inside of here where he's gonna have his pumps and it's gonna be his electrical panel hatch. I also need to make these pieces up here on the side walls, but probably gonna put those in last. Now, I might actually turf inside of these compartments. I'm probably gonna do at least a vertical wall and maybe the floor, the whole, I might just do that whole one right there. But this one, he's gonna have, 4 batteries going in here. So I'm not really worried about turfing the floor of that, but I'm probably gonna have, 4 battery trays, battery tender, black box up in this area. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this floor cut out of here. I'll put you guys back on the hyperlapse. I'm gonna get this knocked out and then we'll circle back. All right, guys, so check it out. I got this divider wall installed back here. That's basically just gonna blank off this back hatch, and it doesn't need to be bigger than this because the gas tank that he has, a little 3-gallon gas tank, it literally fits perfectly in there. I mean, I've never seen a tank that fits better in there, but that one just fits right in there. And then on this side, he's got a battery that's basically just to crank the outboard, and that's all that's gonna be in there. And then this is a little bit bigger. I pulled that back. That way he's got more room in there. Turned out good. He's gonna have a decent amount of storage right there. And obviously he's still got both these hatches here. Now I did go ahead and put this piece up here to finish off the front and this side panel. I'm not gonna put any of my top sheeting or hatches in yet, even though I did get the hatches back from the powder coaters today. And man, they are sweet looking. I'm pumped about putting those in, but I'm gonna leave all this top stuff out until I do all the wiring. That's what I'm getting ready to get onto very shortly, but I still got a vertical piece to put there. It's just a small piece. I'm gonna do that in just a second. And I got another divider that's gonna go across here, and then a small piece here that's gonna go on the floor about 2 inches and then kick up at an angle, basically to finish that off, just like I did on this side over here. Pretty simple, but I'm gonna make those 3 pieces in just a second, but I wanted to show you guys this now because this video is getting kind of long and this is a build series. So I'm trying to wrap this one up. I do have his seat pedestal base that I'm going to put in here too. And I got another one for the back. Those came in today too. So I've got everything I need to go and roll with this thing. I'm pumped. The turf is here. The hatches are back from powder coating. Got a little bit of sheeting to make up here, but I really need to just get all of the electrical and plumbing done. That way, hopefully in the next couple of days, I can get Austin over here to help me and we can put all these hatches in here permanently and put the turf in here. But before I do that, got to hook up all these wires. Turned out pretty sick though. This is definitely going to be a sweet build. And I'm looking forward to finishing this one up because I'm going to take this thing out on the water and test it and make sure that everything's working right before I give it back to him. All right, guys. So well built 1552. This thing's turning out really sick, man. I am pumped that we're at this stage of the game right now. And this build is pretty cool. And it's really been a while since I did a full build and actually took it out on the water and test rode it. So I'm looking forward to doing the water test with this thing. I need to make sure that his pumps and everything work the way they should, and I want to see what this thing can do on the water. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now, I'm going to wrap this up right here. And I know I still got a few pieces of metal work that I need to put in here, but the bottom line is it's Wednesday, and I want to drop this video tomorrow on Thursday. So I need to go ahead and call the video. That way I can start editing the stuff because I can do things a little bit different than a lot of my friends that do YouTube videos do. Majority, 99.9% of my friends that do YouTube videos are all YouTube fishermen. So it's pretty cut and dry for them. You go out and fish and you come home, you edit, and then the video is done. It's a one-day deal. Now, something like this, in just this video alone, we've got like 3 weeks of content that I've chopped up and screwed into making this one video. So I have the ability to edit as I go. So the video is pretty much done, with the exception of like the last 3 clips that I just did. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that up. That way I can drop it to you tomorrow. And it's kind of a double-edged sword because it takes me a lot longer to drop videos, but in the same sense, I'm not a YouTube fisherman. I don't go out and have bad days where I don't catch fish. I don't have a video. Every video that I drop has cool content in it, but on the same sense, it takes me a lot longer to get to the point of a finished product and to show you guys a cool video. Anyways, guys, this build is going to be sick. I love the colorway. I love the turf. The hatches look super dope. I'm looking forward to putting those things in here. This build is going to be getting wrapped up very shortly. I'm hoping within the next 2 weeks, this thing will be completely finished. That's the game plan. I appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like, subscribe button, leave a comment. If you guys want to reach out to me, you can hit me up on trick10s.net. Send me an email. You can check out my products on trick10sjonboats.com. I'll see you guys next time. Let's get back to work.